This video will show you how to create dynamic groups for your charts, reports, and visualizations, and categorize existing fields into more useful groups. Dynamic grouping allows you to bring together similar values in your data. For example, you can create a dynamic group in a visualization by lassoing or holding down the Control key to select multiple sections of a visual at design time. This is also called paper clipping. The tooltip appears, with an option to group the values together. You can right-click the new grouping to rename the value in the visual, and select it at the same time as other values to add them to the grouping. For more information, see the video on paper clipping. In charts and reports, you can also create a dynamic group to show a specific result, highlight a trend, or provide insight through a specific view of your data. For example, the data in this pie chart might make more sense if the subregions in the United States were grouped together. By grouping your data into useful categories, it becomes more manageable, better organized, and ultimately more useful. Dynamic groups can only be created for non-numeric dimension fields. To create a dynamic group field, right-click the field in the data or query pane with the values that you want to group, and select Create Group. This option is also available in the Field tab when you select a field in the query pane. Enter a name for the field that you are creating, which will identify the new field in the data pane or query pane. You can hold down the Control key while clicking to select multiple values that you want to group. But if you're dealing with a lot of values, it may be easier to create the group first, and then search for values to add to it, and then select that group from the Add To menu. The group will be named based on the order you selected values for it. You can rename the group by clicking its name and selecting Rename. You can remove values from a grouping by clicking Ungroup, or break up all groups by clicking Ungroup All. If the field that you grouped was already in the chart or report, the grouping is automatically applied. The group also appears at the bottom of the data pane, where you can add it to your content manually. You can change the title that appears in the report column title or chart legend by right-clicking the dynamic group in the query pane and clicking Change Title. You can also make changes to the dynamic group by selecting Edit Group. This includes the ability to undo the grouping, even while it's being used in your content, by clicking Ungroup All. As you can see, dynamic grouping can make your data easier to interpret by combining similar values into one. To learn more, visit the WebFocus Knowledge Base, where you can search all technical topics and videos.